I want to say something very direct. To keep their mouth shut. Hi everyone, I am Xixi. So I'm actually an actress, model, influencer, whatever you can call me, because I can be anything or everything I want to. You can also watch me on Outcast, 怪咖 Outcast on YouTube channel, because that's where you can see me running, bouncing around, because it's a physical challenge show. Yeah! So I entered secondary school in just like any other teenager. So a lot of times people will call me names like, oh, you look like a potato, you are a dinosaur girl, you're just a pig, or not, what's not, all sorts of names actually, in Chinese, in English, and people just make fun of you every single things you do. It could be a very normal thing, like, you know, I remember very clearly there was this one incident. It was our recess time, and then I was just innocently buying my cai fan, and then sitting it's a long bench, and then I sat at one corner of the bench because I thought, like, okay, since the rest of my classmates are really taking up the other side of the bench, so it was a small corner. I thought that I just want to sit there and then just eat my cai fan, although no one is talking to me. But the moment I sat down, one girl just shouted very loudly and said that, "You can fit into that small space, man." Then everyone started laughing. And I remember I just felt so hurt. I threw away my cai fan, which makes me even sadder. And I just cried. I went back to my classroom and I just cried in a corner. So I used to date this person, this guy. I would say that he's not super good looking, but decent looking. I thought that that is true love, because he's very nice to me whenever we are, you know, having our alone time and what's not. But I realized one thing: he never introduced me to his family or his friends. He never really enjoyed going out with me as well. It's always like, you know, hanging at my place or his place, or probably just going to the movies. And then we will go back home. We will just tap out home and eat, that kind of relationship. So I thought that, oh, maybe he just enjoys alone time together. It was only during that incident whereby we went on a movie date, and then we were holding hands, and then we bumped into two of his friends. He let go of my hands immediately. And then I realized that, I understand why you don't really want to, you know, go shopping with me, because when we were younger, dating is all about just hanging out on weekdays or weekends. You know, we go shopping at Bugis, Orchard, holding hands. So I'm not his trophy girlfriend. Everything. Anything you can think of. Actually, I've tried, like, you know, eating diet pills. I've tried not eating for, I'm not eating for after 8 o'clock. I even tried, like, starving myself, doing exercise. But I think the main challenge is determination. And myself. And the love for food. Yeah, the main challenge is determination, and also schedule-wise. But yet again, scheduling is always an excuse. I always tell myself that, I know. But yeah, determination to tell yourself that, hey, I want to, you know, persevere on and reach my goal. Even before I reached that, I saw yummy food, so decided to go the other way around. What changes my mentality is I always loiter around a nearby mall after school, because I always went home crying, and then my mom or my family would be like, you know, it's either you do something about your size, or you just got to accept yourself. Yeah, they're not trying to be mean, but they are just trying to tell me that, hey, you're not gonna help yourself if you're gonna come home crying every day. And it's not good for you, not good for us, because everyone is just so worried about you. So I always loiter around. I don't like to go home early. So I used to frequent this mall so often that I always look at all the posters and then thinking to myself that, wow, all the models look so pretty and all. So I bypassed a lingerie shop. And then one fine day I realized that, hey, they changed the model of that poster, and I realized that this model looks very familiar to me, because we know that, you know, sometimes Caucasian models, to us, they're just very pretty, and everyone's just pretty and they look so amazing. We cannot really tell, you know, sometimes they change a poster or change a model, but that particular one, I noticed her, and I've this memory that I've seen her somewhere, and then I realized that, oh, I watched her on American Next Top Model. I remember her so clearly is because there's a gap in between her teeth. So I told myself that if I can actually remember somebody because of a difference, then why can't I just, you know, embrace my difference and love me for me? Probably when I start loving myself for me, people will start to embrace, you know, me as a person as well. So that's like a turning point for me. I want to say something very direct. To keep their mouth shut. No, just leave us alone, really. Just let us live our life, you know. Yes, we probably will take up a little bit more of your space. We probably, you know, look a little bit different from you, or how people should usually look like. I don't know, this is how they view humans, but we really function like you. We walk, we sleep, we rest, we eat. I really dislike the fact that people always tell me that 你不要吃这样多，你都这么胖了。哇，你这么胖还吃啊？ It's a daily thing that I need to eat to survive, right? If I don't eat, I will starve, you know. Doesn't mean that I'm this size, I don't have to eat. It's just how my body functions. So I hope people can be more understanding. You need to understand us so that you will really know that these are the struggles that we go through. Sometimes it's not that we don't want to go on diet. Sometimes it's not that we chose to be this obese, but I'm not saying that me, you know, I choose to be like that. It's my fault as well. But we need time to make changes to our body. So please understand that you don't know me, so don't judge my life. Try to be more understanding for people around you. Really, not just plus size. People who are just, you know, physically challenged. Don't be so hard on them. You don't know what are they facing, or you don't know what they have been through the entire day. Who are you to judge? So just leave them alone. Lead your life. You lead your life, we lead our own life. Just let's all be nicer to one another and be more gracious. I think that this will really help a lot of people to keep a mentally sane and stable mindset to continue, you know, wanting to make better changes in their life.